On my microphone. Okay, and I need to rinse that out. It does that to me. Like, yeah, I usually have to have like a ton of water.
Jade, your mic is not...
I saw on your Instagram. Girl, psh. That's what Instagram's for. Okay.
Your mic is not on, and I need you and Athena to switch sides, please.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to put your
stay there.
bubbles over here.
Yay!
After a cough in
Okay.
it. Just kidding.
And then my microphone is really close to my neck. I don't know if it's picking up any like sounds. Does it sound okay? Because it's like a turtleneck.
Move around.
Oh, I don't have an earpiece. Hold on.
I love it. It's a muck neck.
I was like, why can't I hear him? Because my ear's not in pain.
Because my ear's not in
Okay. Okay, I hear you.
Move around.
Hello, my name is Athena talking, and I'll just do this, but I don't know if it's moving too much.
A little bit, but not bad.
Okay, cool. Sweet. Wow, that's a bright screen. Whoa. This is crazy. Wait, I need to put this on the gram. Hold on. Where's my phone? I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so happy to be here again.
Hey.
Lots of squealing. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Guys, tune in right now. Swipe up. Tune in. Ah, I'm so excited. I know. It's kind of weird to be like really loud when it's really quiet.
Oh. No, it's not.
I feel like
Welcome to Mind Life. Like,
preferably a comedy.
Okay, put that there.
ooh, ooh.
Whenever it's a funny show and we have a dead audience, those are the nights that I send my husband to go see it. I just want to come tomorrow because it's a Friday night and the audiences are always dead, and you'll liven them up.
Aw. Buy a nice chortle.
So he came to see Harvey, and there were some ladies sitting next to him that commented on his what was it? Something about his laughter. They were just like, oh, you have such a nice laugh, or a joyous laugh, or something.
Joy. A jovial laugh.
Yeah, something to that effect. To where I was like, well, that's good. And of course, backstage, I was like, is anybody hearing that one solid male laugh out there?
He's a plant.
Yeah, who is that? I'm like, that's my husband.
Aw.
One lady said Hardy.
Hearty. Like
Hardy.
soup.
Hardy like soup?
Like,
Like,
Oh my gosh.
whenever I just have a feeling about the audience, I'm like, when do you want to come see the show? We need your laughter out there, just in case the older folk are.
dying. Hi, world.
Oh, are we live now?
No.
Oh. We
Yes.
are. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I'm really excited. Just finishing up posting on my story about this, so everybody swipes up and watches. Okay, with my phone over here. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so ready for this. I'm really just here because I want to get my nails done. So
Hell yeah.
and like that is the plan. My nails are destroyed. They're so bad. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, they
It's
look
far
healthy.
away.
Right? Yeah, they look good.
Well, I had like space nails where I had Saturn on them and everything and glitter, but it was a Japanese gel, and I never did that before, and I learned quickly that Japanese gel needs to be removed like a specific way. Yeah. And I went to some random salon that didn't know anything about it, and they like essentially soaked my nails in acetone for like 25 minutes until it started burning, and I was like,
Ow.
that usually doesn't happen.
My
And
skin's
so-
falling off.
Oh, wait, it gets worse. I take off the aluminum foil, and my nail bed has shrunk that way, so like vertically, by about like I don't know, the edges. So I don't know, like centimeter total. But I mean, they grew back. It just shrunk. Anyway,
Creepy.
so now I'm ready to get my nails done. Just saying. Oh yeah. Oh yes, yes. That's literally why I'm here. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the only reason.
The only reason why I'm here.
Glow in the dark?
I'm jealous. I do want glow in the dark ones.
I mean,
You showed me.
They're neat, but like, not really.
What?
I
Why?
think I'm done with my tween phase.
I think. Oh, so you're gonna get something more conservative?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for kind of what Carrie Ann has
I know you
Oh,
said
yeah,
you
like
guys said it was
control.
ideal to get these done every like 2 weeks, right?
every week.
I'm just gonna go ahead and ride these babies out until they grow off my fingers.
Are they gel?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those will last
Don't look too
forever.
close.
So pretty.
I think they look fine.
Yeah, gel is good for like 2 weeks for sure. I mean, I've gone a long time with gel before, but then that can get really damaging to the nail bed.
The only thing is that, like, yeah, you get the.
The gap.
Well, no, so with
And my
so
cuticles
gel,
are
so
shit.
we do dip, so that it doesn't damage.
You know, I've still never done dip.
Oh, you should do dip today.
I would love to. I've been talking about doing dip for the longest time.
That sounds like a drug.
It does.
Well, dip is
All the
considered.
kids are doing dip.
This has a completely different meaning in the South.
Talk about
Dirty
dip powder.
South.
Dip powder nails.
All right, so.
Yes.
You've been here for a while, so
Yes.
you see the glorious new screen. Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. It's glorious.
I do see it. It'd be
Um,
weird
we'll
if I
be
did it.
putting your notes in the screen, so
Okay.
that you're not completely and totally blind. We will also anything that shows up white. She can't hear me, but anything that shows up white, that's notes from us. So,
Okay.
You don't really want us to be like, oh, Galactic Princess says. It's just like, I'm letting you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're 10 minutes into the show. You don't need to let anyone know that. There's just a note for you. Or if I kind of want to steer the conversation in a certain direction, I will give you a note saying, hey, yeah, notes from us. So I'll just say, hey, we should start asking about like this part, or that was an interesting bit. Can we dig further into that, or is there a story behind that? So anything in white like this, yeah, ask about Ben's nails. You wouldn't say Dutta says ask about Ben's nails.
So Dutta's saying.
Right. Dutta. What we're doing is like this is where we want to steer the conversation.
Okay.
The regular
Okay, got it.
blue and pink that we have is the regular stuff that we've had forever. So when you would press something blue, that is something from our guests.
Okay.
So, our
The
community,
chat,
the
yeah.
chat room, right. So if there is a question that you wanted to ask and there's something relevant on the screen that can kind of guide you in that same direction, try to ask it in the community's voice instead of your own. We will push it red for you and we will go to it. All we need from you is be like, oh, Colton 45 said in our chat room.
Colt
give us just
45.
give us the name up front. Right?
Okay.
And then we go, we need to look for Colton 45.
Okay.
In our chat room says, and then by that time we probably have already pushed it red. You'll see it pop red at the top, indicating that we have found it.
Okay.
But don't wait for us.
Okay.
Go. And if we fuck up, that's on us, not on you.
So read it before it goes red. It's going to go red once we read it out loud. You guys can find it.
That's
correct.
correct. Now,
Okay.
The other thing we'll sometimes do is we'll, like, there's stuff that we think is relevant that's kind of cool. We'll push it red automatically.
Okay.
So if I'm like, oh, you know what?
Colton says okay.
Colton is talking about something that's you're probably going to want to touch on. I will push this block red for you automatically.
Okay.
And you can go, yeah, actually, I do want to talk about that. Colton said something pretty interesting. He said, blah, blah, Professor Lindsay. Or you can be like, yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not. It's your show, right? So if I push red and you're like, I don't want to ask that question, then don't ask the question.
Okay.
All I'm trying to do is anticipate your needs from the control room and give you the tools necessary to have a really great interview.
Okay.
Fundamentally, though, what you want to do is listen to your guest, ask interesting questions, and get stories out of them.
Okay.
We don't want data diarrhea. We want to understand why the fuck do people care? Why do we care about this mission at all? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's a cool
Yeah.
mission. Why do we care? Get that out of
Okay.
them. And then, like, why do they get into this? Like,
Yeah.
What are some of the we want those amazing, optimistic stories out of them.
Got it.
That's it. Just
Everything that we had written in the rundown, it's going to come through as comments from Carrie Ann. I'm seeing, right? That's how it's going to come through.
This is how it's going to come through.
Awesome. Okay, because I was wondering how it would come up as like the tablet script viewer. I was like, are you guys going to do that? This is
We'll take
better.
care of it just like this, and then what we'll do is as you hit something,
Yeah.
we'll remove it.
Okay.
That way
Oh,
it's not
good.
cluttered and you don't have a bunch of shit that's not relevant anymore.
Sweet.
So we will maintain this screen for you, and so you don't need to worry about any of that. All you
Okay.
need to do is actually concentrate on the interview, and then use this kind of as a reference guide of like, I'm not entirely sure where to go next, you can glance at the screen. You're going to have a bunch of different places that you can go that we're going to feed you to keep you always, we will always make sure that you have somewhere to go and we'll give you guidance as to what needs to happen next.
Okay.
And also, just as like to remind myself, so I know like there's big there's big chapters, there's big buckets we want to hit, like past, present, future. We want like a holistic story. But what is the ideal target time?
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes per bucket.
So overall, like 30
to
minutes.
45 minutes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Cool. Target. Having said that, some of them are going to go shorter, some of them are going to go longer. And fuck if I know what's going to
Oh, okay.
Right. So if it goes longer, that's fine. Like actually, I think it was not last week's show, but the week prior, bucket 1 went for 6 minutes.
Huh.
That was
Okay.
That's how long bucket 1 went for.
And it felt right for that
Felt
particular.
right. Yep. And we were. I was like, okay, well, we're 6 minutes in. Time for bucket 2, and we erased the stuff from bucket 1 from the screen. It was a clear time to move.
Okay.
Cool.
You'll be able to feel it. Right?
Yeah.
Don't base the show on time. Base the show on like
Intuition.
Intuition. Like I'm gonna, you're having a conversation with a friend. You wouldn't stretch the conversation out to meet a time marker.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
That's basically what we're trying to do.
Would it be awkward if we made
I'm excited.
that TV go up 2 notches?
Oh, so it's more eyeline or?
That would kill the reflection.
Oh.
Oh, it's reflecting.
Reflecting.
No,
Sweet.
No, I think we can do that. I will lift if you want to hit the button.
I know that we don't have like, nicknames anymore.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, is that one?
Yeah. But there's still like a bit of a glare.
I think we're generally going to be okay.
Most of it, I think.
By the time the guest comes on, I think we'll be fine. And we don't have any more down tilt. We don't have any down tilt on that.
It's warm. For the first time in forever, it's warm in here.
We can add
I know. I actually wore like a sweater too because I was thinking, oh, it's always cold.
You're wearing a
Okay.
I don't even know what to call that. That's cool though.
It's like the Mercury and Gemini, obviously spacesuits. That's what's modeled after. This one and then the
cool.
jacket that it came with. But I felt like if I wore the jacket, it would have been very like overstimulating.
Where'd you get it?
Forever 21.
I knew it.
Oh yeah, yep. I agree with you on
knew
that.
it. I was like, this is so Forever 21.
Yeah. And then this too, my soul sister got this one for me. Aww. And then we went and these were on sale and I was like, yes.
Perfect.
And they actually had a matching jacket too that I ended up getting last year for my birthday. I think I wore it once on the show.
Aw.
But yeah, I know, it's so cool. I just like them because they're actually kind of like warmish. They're like sort of insulated.
They look like super warm.
Yeah.
Like you could wear them when you're like trying to recover from hypothermia. And like
That's why you said
you're getting like wrapped up in like foil.
Yeah, I was actually in Korea once when I like reached hypothermia levels in my body. It was really bad. Yeah, they actually wrapped me in 2 like heated blankets. Side note.
Do we have any questions?
I don't think so. No. I mean, I don't need to. Yeah.
Sleepy, dopey, grumpy.
Well, I'm dopey. I like. That's my favorite. Also, because I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of a loop sometimes. I do have a question though. I don't need to do anything as far as like speaking about. Whoa.
I know.
Thanking the citizens and whatnot. That's all going to be Jade, right? As far as like intros, you do like thanking the escape velocity citizens, all that stuff.
Get it now.
Huh?
We're making you do the intro and outro.
For this?
Sure.
Okay.
Is that really all right?
Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. Let me get ready. Hold on. I mean, all right. I just
got
wasn't
this.
preparing for the intro.
HB1, can we quick little...
So,
can we help create a quick intro for Jade? Well,
hi.
Did you rehearse a bit of an intro? Do we want to go over what we want to say in the intro?
Yeah.
So what we want to do is we want to say, welcome to the show. This is tomorrow.
Welcome
12.26, right? Is that what we are?
12:21, I think.
Oh.
12:21.
What is it? 12:26. I'm sorry. Okay, I thought I saw that in the rundown.
12:21. Today we have the. Oh, you might notice.
Yeah, we have.
My name's Jade.
My name's Jade. I'm here all the time. But
You might notice this lovely minx. I won't say that. That's
A minx?
borderline sexist. I know.
Wait, I don't know why that's flying over my head.
It was cute in like the 40s.
I was gonna say 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
You doll.
This dazzling creature.
Broad?
Sorry, hold on.
Oh yeah, broad was the 20s. Wait, a minx? Isn't that like a type of animal?
Yeah, a cute one though. I should have.
Yeah, that's what they make like. They used to make like fur things out of it. I was like,
All right.
Oh wow,
HB1, do you have any?
they called women that.
No, it's cool. It won't. I don't think it'll work in time.
I just leaned back on that.
I will try to sound.
You're fine. I just
Okay.
want you to be comfortable.
No, I know. I just don't want to like, ugh, like during the intro.
This is all, you know.
All right. Hey, it's Meryl. Welcome to Orbit 12.20. Do we want to say that at the front, or do we want to say it at the front?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
then
know what they're watching, but we don't have to.
12.21. I'm Jade. You might notice this lovely familiar face. Yes, she's back in the
I
flesh.
also mentioned that she's wearing space pants.
And if you didn't notice, we have a lovely Athena, and today we are sitting down and hanging out with Professor Lindy Elkins Tanton. Tanton, right?
Jared pronounced it Tanton.
Oh,
So that's guessing.
I just wanted to
how-
say Tauntaun, that's why.
Tauntaun. Like Tim Tams.
Professor Lindy
Tanton.
Elkins Tanton.
Yeah.
Psyche Mission Principal Investigator, and I want to throw something else in there.
But she also does a whole bunch of stuff.
She does a lot.
She does so many awesome things.
We'll slam one or two more things in there, and something.
Director of ASU's School of Earth and Space Science.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, School of Earth and Space Science. And we're going to talk about her. And we're going to talk about her path to
Becoming the lead investigator for NASA mission going to an
her
asteroid.
path and passions about space. And why don't we start with the Psyche mission, because that's really freaking cool. Actually, is that where we want to start with?
I think it's a good space to start because whenever we mention Teen Vogue,
Geology and
geochemistry.
things like that leads into Psyche better, right? Because there's
yeah.
Although I kind of want to start strong, so I feel like if we start with Psyche, be like, let's talk about Psyche because it's big and exciting.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
and then
watching
and then we
Yeah.
can go into what even led you to.
yeah. So I think we're gonna do that.
So
we'll
talk
start with
about
Psyche.
what is Psyche,
Yeah.
why is Psyche,
Yeah. Why the
how Psyche.
How Psyche? Why the fuck do we care about Psyche? Like go into that.
Hello.
Hi, that
Hi,
was-
Lindy.
Go into that.
Yeah.
And then once we've got the why established, then we can start pulling it back and going into the how.
Got it.
It's critically important that we establish why up front so that people notice.
Got it.
Care. Because otherwise, if we go straight into how,
Yeah.
they're not going to understand.
So, well,
why
first
we
it should
need
be like what, and then why, right? Like, so wait, what is the Psyche mission? Just a brief overview.
No, I would actually. I mean, maybe.
Just to establish some
if
sort of
that's-
context?
If that feels more natural, but yeah, we do need to establish context.
Instead of assuming everyone knows.
Correct.
Maybe give us a little bit of background on the Psyche mission and
But,
why
I mean,
it's
the why is kind of like we
so
don't fully
important.
understand the core of our own planet because we can't drill down that far.
Yeah.
We can't so.
so she could tell us that.
Right, but I'm saying that's the why.
Yeah.
But going, hey, we don't understand this stuff. Then you can go, okay, so this is why we need to care. We can't get there, and then we go into what it is, which is the Psyche mission, and okay, so that's what we're doing to fix that stuff. How are we doing that? All right, this is kind of a cool. Does that make sense? So why, what, how?
Yes.
It's not what you normally think. Most people want to go into what. Actually, most people
Right.
skip the why. Most people want to go into what first. You actually
Yeah.
start with why. You
So
start
then
with
it will
why.
go, well, 1221, and then, all right.
And don't do the awkward thank you for.
No, I know, I'm
Yeah,
not.
I know, right? Yeah. Be like, all right. So
Let's
we're
start with the
trying to
NASA
solve
Psyche
some stuff
mission.
With
Yeah.
Psyche. Why is Psyche important? Why do we need to have a mission?
Got it,
to
okay.
go out? And then we talk about, well, we don't know these things. These are things that we still don't have.
And so don't even give a super brief, so Psyche, asteroid, just go.
I think we can go back to that. I think we should go into we need to understand what the problem is first, and the what the problem is ends up being the why.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're the principal investigator for the Psyche mission. So what types, so just basically ask, what kind of problems,
Also,
what kind of
we should say hi
questions?
really quick.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
hi Lindy.
Hello, Lindy.
And I don't
Or,
know.
hi.
Yes.
Can you hear us? Yes, thumbs down.
She can't hear us. No.
You can't hear us.
Karen says we have an audio issue.
Okay. I'm actually gonna grab a little bit more water.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
We can't hear her.
You can hear me when I speak.
Yes, I can hear you when you speak now.
Good morrow. Doesn't morrow mean
Can you hear me?
good morrow tomorrow? Yes. You witnessed that magic.
I almost want to like pantomime. I want to be like, I love your glasses. No, okay, that didn't work. Oh, that's miming,
Stand by
right?
one moment,
Pantomiming
please.
is not speaking.
Pantomiming
Is not speaking.
an exaggerated version of speaking.
Oh,
So like when you do pantomime say like Beauty and the Beast.
I think we
just
guys can't hear
overly
anything,
acted.
just so you're aware.
okay, right.
I can't hear either one of you on mic at all.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're both on.
Yes.
We're troubleshooting some audio difficulties.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's
Okay. Can you hear me?
Okay, got it.
Got it.
Yes, I can.
Okay, great.
Exaggerated comical version of what you would normally be seeing.
Okay.
So like
Like Mr. Bean. He does that.
Mr. Bean.
but like you go to see Beauty and the Beast, then there's a whole bunch of like comical jokes that are thrown into it as in some serious moments as opposed to the normal storyline that you have. They have an exaggerated version of it, and because there's a theater company that's owned by the Lithgow family
Yeah.
that does this so you can dance stuff.
Yeah, I hear me too. I hear my own voice, so sorry.
They do shows every year, and they do pantomime version of it because they don't have the Disney rights to do the Disney version of it. So they have different names for the characters, except for Belle and the Beast, obviously.
That's so interesting.
They have different characters, but because they can't use those Disney songs, they use like pop culture songs instead. And
Wow.
they've got like the narrator that goes around is the dame.
Yeah.
Usually, because in pantomime versions of things, you usually have the dame character, which is like the narrator, which is
okay. I believe Lindy can hear us now.
Okay.
But I don't think we can hear her yet.
Okay, got it. Hi, Lindy. Are you able to hear us?
Maybe not. Nope.
Okay. You can, yeah. Okay, got it.
Just to be aware of everything you're saying.
Okay. Good to know. Oh, can you hear us?
Yes, now I can hear you.
Wonderful.
Hi,
and
good
we
morning.
can hear you too. Oh, so happy about that.
Finally.
Yes.
I'm so glad.
Yes, definitely. Apologies for that. By the way,
No
I
worries.
love your glasses.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
They're just regular readers. And then I broke a pair and I went online. They're from some company called Taiwan Artwear. And I just went online. And it turns out this model is called the Professor. And then I was really embarrassed.
Perfect.
Yo, that's so accurate. I love it.
Yeah, please do.
I was like, oh my God, I thought I was a rebel. It turns out I'm 100% on brand.
Good for you.
Oh, that's great. I notice that a lot of times when I end up buying things, I'll like buy something or I'll love it and it'll be called cosmic or galactic or something or Mercury. I just bought a dress
Right.
recently. Had
Yeah.
no idea. Just,
Yeah.
on brand.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's good. We're true to ourselves in some fundamental way that we don't even understand.
Yes, exactly. It's the subconscious.
Yeah.
So how are you doing
Well, it's
today?
nice to meet you guys. I'm Lindy.
Yes, nice to meet you too.
And who am I talking to here?
My name is Athena. Very nice to meet you, Lindy.
Hi, I'm Jade.
Nice to meet you. Sorry, say again. Your name was blanked out.
My name is Jade.
Jade. Lovely to meet you both. Thank you very much for having me on today.
Oh yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, the honor's all us right now. Like, this is ours.
no.
And we're so happy you're here. And I'm loving the bookshelf too behind you.
I'm loving the dog photos behind you.
Oh, I spent, we don't have any dogs now. Our last old Border Collies died like 7 years ago. But I spent years training Border Collies to be sheepdogs.
Wow.
And they were so much a part of our family. Like they would sleep in the bed with us and we had like theme songs for them and the whole thing. Yeah, obsessed.
Okay.
I don't know. Are you two obsessed with animals?
Yes.
We are. And Lindy, just to let you know, we are about to go live to the world right now.
Perfect.
So anything you say is
Okay,
going to
I'm
be
ready.
heard. Awesome.
Going to be immortalized in the internet.
But yeah,
Hi.
speaking of animals, we both coincidentally have like twin cats. And we both got them around the same time. Yeah, they're like a little gray, like
Russian
Russian blue.
blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh,
funny.
how lovely. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And yours was rescue as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too. That's so crazy. Yeah.
Way to go. Rescue is the way to go.
Exactly.
If
Oh
we-
my gosh.
If we've got a minute or two, you want to go over images?
Yes. So Lindy, we want to actually go through some images with you that we found that we'd love to talk about today. So if we can just show you, if there's anything that pops out, just let us know. If there's anything you want to
Wait, I think I missed. Did the first one go by really fast, or did I miss?
This is the
No, I
first
don't guess
one.
not.
This will be the
This is
first
first one.
one. Yeah, this is the first one.
Okay, great. Right. Yep. Yep. Perfect. Yep. Nice. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, right. Jim Bell. Yep, the team. Middle part of the team. Oh, that's nice. That was really cool to be interviewed by Teen Vogue. Oh, yeah.
I geeked
I'm glad
out.
you liked that video. I really liked that video. That's Peter Rubin again. He's so talented.
Amazing.
Conglomerate.
Yes. It's a cool story working with Peter Rubin and the art that he does. It might be something we want to talk about.
100%.
Definitely.
Did you happen to see the mission trailer, the thing we call a mission trailer, which has the interviews with all the different team members? I don't know. There's no reason you would have. There's so much homework to be done all the time, but it's a really nice video. It's nice to use for promotion.
No, I'm definitely going to check that out later, though. The mission trailer. It has interviews of all the contributing researchers.
Right, that's right. A lot of the actual project team members at Jet Propulsion Laboratory and at what's now called Maxar SSL, and some scientists. The thumbnail that's the front of the trailer is David O, who's our lead systems engineering guy. He is Korean, so you could kind of recognize the video from that. And it actually won a regional Emmy award. It's a really good video.
Wow.
This one is gorgeous, though. I love this.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. I love this.
I'm glad you think so. That last bit where the spacecraft goes screaming by that turret, the people at JPL were like, every time you show this, you have to explain this is not actually going to happen. The spacecraft will not be near a giant tower of iron.
Yeah, that's the beauty of artist renditions, because you can always bring more of like the creative into it.
Completely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Awesome.
Cool.
Super. Oh, that's great. Thanks for collecting all that and doing such a serious job with prep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. We've got some awesome, everybody here is always researching stuff. So
Yeah.
always trying to be on top of that. But yeah, so, and your feature in Teen Vogue was really cool also.
Oh my God. That was such a thrill. Like, it's kind of, I had a sort of a parallel experience. I gave a talk at a school, a lot of 5th and 6th graders and 7th graders. And afterwards, these 5 young women came up to me and they said, "You are so cool." And I was like, I'm now 53 and I'm finally cool. Oh my God.
Yes.
Because when I was their age, I was not cool.
That's awesome.
That is so cool. Yeah, let's talk all about that. And I know the viewers are gonna love this. Yeah.
So just to kind of like do like a quick overview of kind of the structure of the interview. So we're going to start off, we'll introduce you, and then we like to kind of attack the why kind of right up front to establish like, why am I watching this? Why am I listening? So I think one of the first things we're actually going to talk about is the Psyche mission. So we're going to kind of open up with like so what was the genesis of the Psyche mission? Like, what questions or problems are we trying to solve? And then from there, it'll kind of lead into like, okay, well, how are we trying to figure that out? And then what? So it's kind of like reverse, like as Ben was mentioning earlier, it's kind of like the reverse of how most people structure, where it's like what, how, and then why. So we're going to just go ahead and just go right into the meat of it, and then kind of reverse engineer from there. And then
I love that.
Yeah,
Wait,
cool.
sorry, I'm trying to fix my t-shirt.
Oh yeah, totally. All right, cool. So that's awesome. You're comfortable with that. And then from there, we do pull in questions from our live chat rooms. So we will be having intermittently questions that our audience asks, and they usually ask really good questions that more so than not tend to kind of actually perfectly align with the trajectory of the interview, anyways. So they kind of do our job for us.
Yeah. I'm completely up for this. This is great. Wherever you guys lead, I will come along.
Oh, very cool. Thank you for being so flexible.
I think we're ready
Sure.
whenever you guys are.
I just need one more minute.
Oh, sorry, Ben needs one more minute.
Okay, cool.
All right, so
Sweet.
my name's Jade. This
I see the Starbucks cup there.
I know.
A little hidden endorsement.
I know. I'm the worst. I mean, even if I hide the logo, we all know what the brown sleeve and the white cup is. Like,
I know.
I'm all about it.
I know.
green.
It's become like Band-Aid. It just means coffee when you say Starbucks.
Or like Kleenex.
Yeah.
Or Q-tip.
It's so true. Like Vaseline.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
exactly.
says petroleum jelly.
Okay, that makes
do.
me uncomfortable.
I know.
Petroleum
Nobody
jelly.
wants that. No, nobody wants that.
Petroleum jelly. Yeah. Q-tips, true, yeah. I like to mix
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, Q-tips. When instead of buying Vicks Vapor Rub, I mix like petroleum jelly with like eucalyptus oil.
Oh yeah.
Make my
Oh,
own.
perfect.
Nice.
That's so good. I never thought of that. That's such a good idea.
Where were you
Buy it
last
from the
week?
dollar store and oh really?
I had my
You
first
needed that?
nosebleeds in over a decade
Oh no.
because of my cold. Like I was in the kitchen and my roommate's like, I'm just telling my roommate, I'm like, man, I don't think something's right. And she's like, she said slowly blood just started coming down. She's like, you're bleeding. I was like, no.
This is like a horror film. Like,
It is
then
like a
something
horror
awful happened.
I was freaking out. I was like,
Something's not
my
right.
brain is bleeding.
Something's not right.
Oh my
That's
God.
funny. My watch stopped too. Yeah.
That would be so crazy.
Oh, anyways, yeah.
Oh my
Reverse
god.
time and space.
And then Stranger Things just happens. Like,
I know.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Where's the waffles?
Where's the waffles?
Okay, we're all good. Ready when you are.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay, let's try this pancake stack. Good morrow, tomorrow. Welcome to Orbit 12.21. My name is Jade, and you may notice a lovely familiar face that you haven't seen in a long time, and that is because Athena is back in studio in the flesh, space pants and all. And today we have the immense pleasure to sit down and hang out with none other than Professor Lindy Elkins-Tanton, the director of ASU's School of Earth and Space Science, as well as being the principal investigator of the Psyche mission. So we have a lot of amazing stuff to talk about, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive right into it. We are, studying this asteroid, but we kind of want to know why. With the Psyche mission, what types of questions and problems are we aiming to solve with this?
Yeah, why are we going out there? I have to say, the number one reason is because Psyche is a kind of world that humans have never investigated before. It's a true exploration. We've been out in space to rocky bodies like the moon and Mars, and icy bodies and bodies made of gas, but we've never been to a body that's mostly made of metal. So this is a fundamental exploration of a new kind of object. And of course, we have a hypothesis for what we think it is. We think that it's the metal core of a little baby planet, a planetesimal, that very early in the solar system got its rocky exterior knocked off by impacts, and now we're seeing its metal core. And if we're right about this, it's super exciting, just like this video. This is our beautiful animation of our imagination of how the rock gets knocked off and then it freezes from the outside in, and there's a magnetic field and later impacts, and something knocked it over on its side. It really is on its side, too. And so if it is a core, and we are visiting this in a few years, and we'll find out, it'll be the only core that humankind can ever see, because it's the only large metal object in our solar system, and we're never getting to the metal cores of our bodies. And so in a nutshell, that's the why.
Wow, that's so cool. And, I really resonate with your research, how you're really passionate about the early formations of planets. Actually, my research back in university as well was on protoplanetary disks, and I find that to be so cool. So I want to ask you, Why is it that that is so important, especially visiting, you know, an asteroid like Psyche? Why is it important to Earthlings and to us to try to find these early stages of how planets formed?
I think that this goes back to something that is much more fundamental than just learning a new scientific fact or something that could go in a book someday. I think that there's something that is just in our souls, in our brainstem, where we want to understand our origins and we want to go to places that we've never seen before. I think exploration is a fundamental human imperative, and I think understanding our origins is too. And so understanding how you create a habitable planet like the Earth, it's the only one we know of, but we've got to try to understand how it came to be. And so this is a reason to go find the building blocks. And Psyche is one of the building blocks we've never seen before.
Wow, that's so cool. And I want to bring up the fact that you are director at the State University of Arizona of the Earth and Space Science department. Now, there's something really interesting I found on the website, right? Typically, those of us who've been to university, we're used to earth science and space science being like two totally different departments.
Yeah.
Well, there's like a really cool quote I actually saw on your website that talks about how you guys are essentially breaking like the stereotypes of what school is supposed to be like, of, you know, academia and how, you know, those two departments are usually separated. Well, you're director of a department that has those united. What do you notice that's like a major difference and so important about putting those two curriculums as one?
Well, I thank you for asking this question. It's just one of my favorite topics in the world. First, I have to say, really important, I'm only the director of the School of Earth and Space Exploration for one more week. I've been director for 5 years, but it turns out it's not humanly possible to do a good job as a school director and run a space mission. And so starting July 1st, my fantastically talented colleague, Meenakshi Wadhwa, who is currently the director of the Center for Meteorite Studies, is taking over as director of the school. So that's just a really cool thing that is important to get in here. Now, in terms of this school, we have more than just two things. We have astronomy and astrophysics. We have the theoretical and the observational. We've got all of Earth science, the interior, the exterior, the idea of desert lands and the interactions between climate and the surface. And then we have all of planetary science, including all these NASA and other missions to space. Plus we have engineers who build the instruments. This is all one faculty. Wow. So at a normal university, these people would be divided among maybe 5 different schools. And so why are we doing this? And what is special about it? Well, 2 critical things in my mind. One is that by working closely with people who have different kinds of science talents and engineering talents than yourself, you can actually ask and answer questions that you could never do on your own. You know, we are past the time when, like, Lord Kelvin could go into his kitchen and discover something new about physics. You know, we've got to be doing things that are really interdisciplinary, where we learn to work together, where we swallow our pride, where we learn about other people's work. And that's how we're asking the really big questions here, the ones that are worthy of our taxpayer dollars. And then the second thing is, and this is something, if possible, I'm even more passionate about, is the only way that this works is if you have a positive, collegial, collaborative culture. So we work very hard on escaping the traditional hero mode of academia, where the one person owns the field and takes on all comers. And we are really working in a team mode where people value each other's contributions and where we put the whole above the individual. It's a different kind of academic model. And then finally, just one more little addendum at the end. Though I'm stepping down as director, our president, Michael Crow, and I have started a new initiative called Interplanetary Initiative. And this is going even a step further. We're looking at our space futures, and we're bringing in every human discipline, not just engineering and science, but policy and law and art and theater and psychology and theology and all the aspects of what it is to be a human as we look at our space futures. So we're taking this model even to another level.
Wow.
Absolutely. And I think that's amazing, that whole holistic kind of, because I mean, that is how it is in the real world. I mean, it's not just research, it's not just engineering. It's like, yeah, like you said, public policy, there's even public relations, there's even marketing. Like, it's
Exactly.
this many-headed, I don't want to call it a beast, but it has several facets. And the fact that you are aiming to bring them all together, like to emulate the real world in the best way possible,
Yes.
that is going to be so exciting to see. So, and as you said, this is what's needed to pursue those more ambitious missions that our taxpayer dollars are going towards. And speaking of ambitious missions, to kind of bring it back to Psyche, because I do see the chat room is very excited to talk about it. So thank you for explaining the why, and definitely thank you for explaining the importance of bridging planetary and earth sciences. So can you tell us a little bit about more how Psyche is going to help us understand the core of our own world by going to an asteroid very not on our world? And what is it,
Right.
what type of science is it hoping to do over there? And then maybe tell us a little bit about the actual asteroid it's going towards.
Sure. Well, we started working on this mission back in 2011, and we wrote the series of proposals it takes, and it's an unbelievable process to go through proposing one of these big NASA missions. I could talk about that for weeks. It's fascinating. The reason this is relevant is that when we were writing our big proposal, the final concept study, 1,000 pages long, we could only use the data we had on Psyche at the time. What is its mass? What is its density? What do the optical reflectance and the radar data that we can get from Earth and from space-based telescopes tell us about what this body is? And things have changed a little bit since that time, which I'll talk about in a moment. But what we knew at that time, the best data we had was that its surface is 90% metal and only 10% rock. And because it's in the asteroid belt, out with those other little fragments, this is an artist's rendition of this. So let me speak exactly to this graphic. This is a beautiful graphic made by the incredibly talented Hollywood artist Peter Rubin. And what he and I imagined by Skyping together on Sundays for about 2 years and talking about the science we actually knew, we imagined this metal body that had been hit by impacts. You can see the craters. Craters into metal are likely to look different than craters into rock, and we've never seen one before, so we are just guessing. And then you can see places where we imagine that sulfur-rich liquids might have squirted onto the surface very, very early in Psyche's development. Now, really, really important point. This is our guess based on the best science of 2016. And so the one thing I can promise you today is almost everything I tell you is going to be wrong when we get there, because we're always surprised when we go to space.
Yeah.
So what would that teach us about our core? Well, we're pretty sure, both from observational evidence and from theory, that these little planetesimals, these bodies just hundreds of kilometers or 1,000 kilometers in radius that formed in, I can't wait to compare the image to surface scans either. I saw something come in from the internet. We're pretty sure that those formed within just 1 million or 2 million years of the very beginning of the solar system. And then they collided and they accreted together, and their metal cores accreted together until finally you had something like the Earth. And so if you know anything about the size of these bodies and you think about it, our Earth's core was formed under very different conditions than a planetesimal core, much higher pressure, actually possibly not higher temperature, because the early planetesimals were heated by radiogenic elements, and they could have been even hotter, but much lower pressure. And so what is the comparison? Well, if you imagine our Earth as the final cake that's been made, and here we are, then Psyche would be like the eggs or the flour. It's one of the very beginning ingredients that goes into making the Earth. And so we're asking questions like, how did the volatiles get delivered to our Earth? And did these early bodies have magnetic fields? And how oxidizing or reducing were they? And so these are the ways that looking at Psyche, if indeed it is a core, will help us understand our Earth. Now, do you want me to go on now and say a little bit about the asteroid as we know it?
Yes, please.
Yes.
So this is one of the things that is most exciting for me to talk about right now. What is Psyche? Because in the intervening years since our proposal, and especially since January 2017, when we were selected for flight, so many more people around the world have started studying Psyche and trying to understand it and get better data. And so because Earth-based observations are difficult, Psyche's just 2 pixels in the Hubble Space Telescope. Wow. Even though it's as wide as Massachusetts, it's a really big asteroid. There it is next to Massachusetts, where I've spent much of my adult life. And we just covered the other day, I was giving a talk in Sardinia. It's bigger than the island of Sardinia, in case you are familiar with that. Just a reference point for scale. It's about 1% of the mass of the asteroid belt, so it's really big, but we can't see it well from Earth, but we can ping radar off it. So from the radar data, we're pretty darn sure that it's largely metal. And from the reflected light, my reflected light experts say that it can't be more than about 10% rocky silicates on the surface. Mm-hmm. So that's all nice and consistent with what we thought we knew. But here's the kicker. The best density data right now puts it at a midpoint between rock and metal. And so if you think that it's truly mostly metal from the reflected spectra, then the only way you bring the density down is by adding porosity. And so how do you have something that's over 200 kilometers across in radius, and yet it has to be hugely porous? You would think that its self-gravity would squish the porosity out. Uh-huh. And so we're back to, oh my gosh, what is Psyche? And so it's again, just to stress, this is going to be a surprise. No matter what we see when we get there, it's going to be a surprise.
Wow. So with you saying that, I mean, this is also fascinating, and it's so much for me to like take in, because I love all of this stuff and try to figure out like how Earth formed, what's found at its center. Now, with all that being said of how much it can really be related to our planet and Earth, I kind of want to know how you feel about something like asteroid mining, and it's because there's a question from the chat from Jazz Throwout, and they ask, what do you think about asteroid mining? Would you want to preserve Psyche for science, or would you be okay if it were to be mined?
Such a great question.
Yeah.
From today's remove, when I don't yet feel as personally about this body as I'm going to when we get there, my overarching, my kind of take the high road philosophy is, I mean, like Jeff Bezos, I would much rather see us doing the heavy industry and the mining in space and preserving our unbelievably precious and unique planet for living here. If we could help with climate change and take care of some of the toxicity of taking resources out of our Earth by mining an asteroid, I say 100%. As much as we might talk about things like terraforming Mars, we're never, ever going to have a place as lovely as the Earth. And so let's take advantage of what we've got. And so NASA is very clear. This mission is only about science. It's not about resources. But I'm allowed to comment on resources as a private citizen. And my opinion is asteroid mining would be a great thing.
That's awesome. And I do see another question that I was actually wondering about earlier, and it talks about specifically the craft itself. So Zapfan asks, is it a flyby or is it an orbiter? So I don't know, I'm not too sure what the difference of that would actually be, if you could explain that and which one it is.
Sure. And there's a kind of a process that NASA likes to use to investigate a new body. Normally you start with a flyby. That's what New Horizons just did with Pluto. Yes. They're coming, zooming through space like this. They're looking at it. They're looking at it. Oh, it's in the rearview mirror. They're still looking. Okay, it's gone. Yeah. That's a flyby. It's one time passed. And then the next thing, once you know something's from a flyby, is to send an orbiter where you come along, you've got a trajectory that's bringing you along, and then you just enter into orbit and you start doing this around the body and looking at it. And then the next step is a lander. And we know what that's like. Now we're skipping the flyby stage with Psyche, and we're going straight to an orbiter. Okay. And so when we get there in 2026, here we go. This is from the straight CAD/CAM model of the actual spacecraft. So this is really what the spacecraft looks like. Wow. And as I've been trying to stress, this is our wild imagination about what Psyche must be. It's certainly not that, but it's all based on real science hypotheses. The contraction scarps from when the body froze and reduced in volume. The shape model is the best shape model we have from light curves and radar, so that's truly the shape of it. But everything on the fine scale is stuff that we made up based on science. We think that there's one big crater, which we're going to get to see in a moment as the spacecraft comes in. We had such an interesting conversation while we were making this video, because the engineers and our wonderful industry partner Maxar and Jet Propulsion Laboratory wanted to make the spacecraft look huge. And I wanted to point out how tiny the spacecraft is compared to this body. And in fact, it's hard to even emphasize how small the spacecraft is. Even though the spacecraft is the size of a singles tennis court, Psyche is huge. So here's our imagining of what a crater on Psyche might look like. Maybe the metal froze into these turrets before it fell down after the impact. We don't know. It's going to look different.
Wow.
So we've got this beautiful solar electric propulsion spacecraft that's being built by Maxar and Jet Propulsion Laboratory and a whole number of other industry partners. The way this works is incredibly fabulous. For those of you who are not solar electric propulsion geeks, I've become one with pride as we've been planning this. These solar panels, there are 5 sets of panels on each side. And indeed, it's the size of a singles tennis court, how big this is. Of course, the panels start folded up, so it's like an origami problem. They start folded up against the sides of the chassis. Now, that chassis, that central chassis, if I stood on the bottom of it, I could only just touch the top crossbar. So it's big. It's a big central chassis. And then the instruments are all mounted on the outside, because on the inside is a huge tank of xenon. Now, why in the world would we be taking a huge tank of xenon to space? So this is more than 1,000 kilograms of xenon, because that's our propellant, amazingly enough. At Earth, those solar panels will bring in 20 kilowatts. And then out at Psyche, it'll be less. We get further away from the sun. But what all that electricity is going to be doing, aside from running the instruments, is it's going to be taking xenon and putting them into these beautiful little thrusters. And they're really just small. They're small little thrusters. And what the thrusters do is they ionize each individual xenon atom and accelerate them through a potential. And then as the little xenon atom leaves the back of the thruster, it gives a tiny momentum push to the Earth, to the spacecraft. And so by doing that, with all of that xenon, atom after atom after atom, it makes this beautiful kind of blue plasma glow. It's totally Star Wars coming out of the back of these thrusters. That's how we get to Psyche. It's the most efficient kind of space propulsion that we know of. And so that's why we've got these beautiful, gigantic solar panels, and that's what our propulsion method is.
Xenon. I would have never thought. That's definitely something I actually didn't know about.
That's amazing.
I can't wait to see photos. There's cameras, I'm assuming, also, right, on the spacecraft itself? Okay. And actually, I know that you mentioned, obviously, like the composition of the spacecraft and the solar panels. There's a really good question from Deep Pod Dolphin regarding what it would actually be made of. They actually ask, would any spacecraft visiting have to not be made out of metal if it's magnetic or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the fact that Psyche is highly made
metallic.
of metal. Highly metallic.
It's such a great question. And the way these missions begin, I'm going to tell this little story because the anecdote will pull in exactly this question. Started with 4 or 5 of us just sitting around the table. We fly out to Jet Propulsion Laboratory and we talk about where could we go in the solar system to test our ideas about how planets are made. Then we finally settled on Psyche, and then we started pulling in some more experts, and then we started asking what kind of measurements we want to make. I mean, how do you decide what to measure on a body where you don't really know what it is? Mm-hmm. Well, of course, the number one thing is let's bring a magnetometer. If Psyche has a recorded magnetic field, now it's going to be completely frozen now. It's not going to be creating a magnetic field with an interior dynamo like the Earth is. Mm-hmm. But if it ever did do that, then it might have frozen that magnetic field into its metallic material, and we could measure it today.
Exactly.
Whoa.
And if we do measure a magnetic field, then we know straight away it was a core, because that's the only way we know of to record a strong magnetic field in a metal body like that. So that's our biggest hope, is that we get there and there's a big, strong magnetic field. But the moment we realize that, sitting around this little table at JPL, One of our great colleagues, Ben Weiss, who's a professor at MIT and my longtime friend and collaborator. In fact, he and I and Maria Zuber wrote the paper that led to this mission. So we've been in it from the beginning together. Ben does some back of the envelope calculations based on the strongest, what is called is remnant. It's not the word remnant. The word is actually remnant. Why? I do not know. I have to learn this. That's the name for the kind of magnetization that is locked inside a frozen rock. Kind of like you pick up a rock off of the ocean bottom and it has, magnetic field recorded in it. So that's a remnant magnetic field. So iron meteorites that fall to the Earth have remnant magnetization in a lot of cases. So they show that they came from the cores of bodies that had dynamos and created magnetic fields, which is super exciting for us. So Ben does a back of the envelope calculation on the strongest remnant fields that have been measured from iron meteorites and comes up with the idea that when it was active, if it had a dynamo, Psyche could have had a field as strong as even a half of the Earth's field, even though it's so tiny. Wow. And so we got super excited. It's like a fridge magnet in space. It's like one of those crazy, super strong. And then everybody goes, "Oh my God, what will it do to the spacecraft? What are we going to do?" And then we go, "No, actually, let's get real. We actually build the spacecraft in the Earth's field, and it's fine. Yeah. And then if we fly out into space and measure a field that's less than Earth, it's fine." Yeah, but it took us a minute. We're like, "Oh my God, is it going to get sucked onto the surface?" We're like, no, calm down. That's not going to happen.
Not like in WALL-E. WALL-E, all of a sudden the giant magnet goes over, and I don't know if you guys remember that part of the movie, but yeah, wow.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for kind of giving us the overview of not only the target, but the spacecraft itself. I know there was a lot of people who were super curious about all of those specifics in the chat room. But I kind of want to dig more into your particular story, because when you had mentioned earlier that, you felt you were very passionate about bridging these two seemingly different disciplines, even though it's all under the realm of STEM, you'd be surprised how much not division, but just oh, you do that, I do this, and we're on different buildings in the school. So what led you to not only pursue the study of, planetary science and then bridging that with space, but also encouraging you to bring everything together, kind of being the matchmaker with all of these disciplines?
It's some kind of really fundamental drive that I have. I've had this theory for a hypothesis, idea, thought for a very long time that people pursue careers, those people who pursue careers with passion are pursuing them for some deep psychological reason, really, in the end. I mean, you could be kind of therapized about why you choose the career that you do. And one thing that I've realized in retrospect is a huge common thread through my career is trying to figure out how to help people work together better. I think that every endeavor is a human endeavor, and it doesn't matter if you are a theorist sitting alone in your office, or if you're the head of an HR team at some big company. The fact is, you're doing things with other people, and it takes all of those relationships to make it happen. And the relationships you have at work are a huge part of your life. They can make your life a misery or a joy.
Absolutely.
And right, I think we've all experienced these things. And so I've become so interested in trying to figure out how to put together teams that are meritocracies, where we leave our implicit and explicit bias at the door as much as possible, where people can thrive and grow and also be collegial and have good manners and supportive and listening. And it's not just because it makes your day nicer. Yes. It's because, and in fact, this has been shown in many, many studies, this is the best way to get results out of a team. This is the best way to ensure that the problems are brought forward instead of hidden, and where your best talent isn't lured away to someplace that's better, and where you can keep that institutional knowledge, and where people feel passionate and they work harder than they need to because they love what they're doing. And so those kinds of concepts and imperatives, I feel like we've made a little bit of progress, and it's something that we think about and talk about a lot. And it leads to this idea that to answer a big question, you need people of many disciplines at the table. Yeah. And just like running this space mission, it's not just the engineers and the scientists. It's the people who do the marketing and the PR. It's the people who do the budgets and the people who do the schedules, the people who do the writing, the people who do the filming. This is a part of the team that we had and that's Maxar in Palo Alto in the background. And at the top of the picture, you can see the giant banner. Not you can't see it here, but in the larger picture, there's a giant banner that hangs over the building that says Psyche, and it's got our big Psyche logo on it. Because this was the week of the all-important site visit, when the giant standing review board review panel comes from NASA to watch us present for a day and answer a million incredibly difficult questions. And it's this marathon, because you start on day one, you get an encrypted email that comes in with a whole suite of questions. And then you have 5 days to answer those questions. And some of them are submitted in writing, and some of them will be presented in person on that site visit day. And when David O, our systems engineer, and I first heard about this, we thought, oh, piece of cake. 5 days to answer questions, no problem. And then we realized these are the questions that were not already answered in over 1,500 pages of very carefully written information about the project. And so we had to start with about 40 people helping us answer these questions. And then over the course of the week, we built up to 140 people on site for the day that the review happened. It was very intense. So that was a big part of the team there. And so, you can't do it with just one kind of person. You need all the kinds of disciplines at the table, and therefore everyone respects each other, because the engineer can't be king anymore, because the engineer doesn't actually know how to do the graphic design. The engineer can't be king, and the magnetics expert can't be king, because also, the person who needs to understand the electrical is really key. So whatever it is, everybody respects each other, and you need everybody there. So those are all the things that go into the mix for me, trying to create this different kind of academic group.
Wow. Now, what about for those people that actually are interested in multiple things? So, like, we're talking about, those that are like, you got the engineer, you got the artist, you got the musician, the researcher. But what about the person that is like interested in doing so many things? What kind of advice would you give them with trying to pursue all of them but not get overwhelmed?
Yeah, I was even accused of that myself, because I have a relatively broad academic training, so from an academic standpoint, and so I do have really specific advice about this, and it's just based on my own experience and what I've seen in the workforce. And so anybody out there just would have to take this as my experience, and it might or might not fit with something that's helpful, but. In academia particularly, or in any engineering kind of expertise, or you can be what's called a T-shaped person, where you can be broad across many disciplines, but you've got to know one thing with incredible depth. Because if you are not the super expert in one thing, then you're probably not really useful to the team. You've got to be able to say, I know this for sure because of X and Y and Z, and we can test it using A and B and C, and I'm going to stand behind this, and we're going to figure it out. You got to be that person. There are other fields where you can be much more of a generalist and know many, many things, and knowing many things is even more of an advantage. And one thing that springs to mind is consulting. When my first job after my master's, I was a management consultant for a couple of years, and I was the junior person on the team, right? So it's not like I was leading and deciding stuff. But I could see that if you had very broad knowledge across many industries and many aspects of human interactions and many aspects of teams, then you would be even better at that. So maybe there are many answers to how broad a person can be.
Wow, I never even would have thought of that as a T-shaped person, or be a more broad.
I didn't make that up.
Oh, you didn't?
Somebody else said that first.
That's very useful. I like that. Now, this is like totally random, but you have an asteroid named after you.
Yeah.
Like,
no big deal.
That's like really awesome. Can we like talk about that? It's called 8252 Elkins Tandon. That's such an honor.
I know.
Tell us all about that.
It's so amazing, and it is something that really catches people's eyes.
Yeah.
That kind of honor. But here's the truth of it: that the people who find asteroids have found a lot of asteroids, and there are lots of asteroids that don't have names yet. They still just have numbers, like the number 8252. It means that my asteroid was the 8252th asteroid discovered. Just like Psyche was the 16th asteroid discovered, is called 16 Psyche. And so the people who discover the asteroids and their friends get to name them. And so the person who discovered it can go to the International Astronomical Union and propose, I'd like to name this asteroid this in honor of this reason. And so I was just so fortunate to have a wonderful couple of friends who brought my name and some other names to the discoverer of these asteroids and asked, could we name them after these people? And so it's truly the testament of having a really, really lovely friend. And the lead on that was Rick Binzel at MIT. And in fact, Ben Weiss and I think Francesca De Meo also got asteroids named after them the same year because of Rick's friendship and kindness.
Oh, that's so awesome. I need to have friends like that.
That's really cool. I think that goes, and that even kind of connects back to what you were talking about, like if you make it a truly collaborative effort within a team. I mean, whether it's on a space mission or even just like, you know, like general career stuff, like these are the types of things that can happen, these beautiful sentiments that like only happen when you make that true connection with the people you work with the people you call friends. And I think that's something we try to do here at TMRO pretty well. I mean, we're all family behind the screen, so.
Yeah.
It shows. I can completely see it with you guys. You got this fabulous positive energy going on.
Oh, thanks, Lindy. No, I want to geek out over one more thing because when I was like, you know, obviously adding you on Twitter, researching you, I found out that you were in Teen Vogue. And I used to read that all the time when I was growing up. I still read Teen Vogue. And it was all about the Psyche mission, which is awesome because every time I'm in, you know, I read about Teen Vogue, it's, you know, it's stuff for like, I got teens and in fashion industry, but they have other things. And I love that you were featured in there talking about being, the lead investigator of the Psyche mission. So can you like talk to us about what that was like? I know we chatted a little earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me all about that.
Yes. Yeah, it's because of wonderful Kristen Bopes. She was the interviewer and the writer who made that happen. She learned about Psyche, I believe, at an open house at Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
Wow, look at that.
Now, I mean, I know. So I know, what a cool person, right? So this was a huge thrill for me, and I will just not, I can't resist telling the little anecdote that I did tell you earlier. And, you know, I really do, you know, you wouldn't tell from wearing the t-shirt that I'm wearing, but I actually really enjoy fashion, and I actually read these magazines a lot of times and have my whole life. And so being interviewed in there was a gigantic thrill. And of course, I just want to encourage not just young women, but anyone who feels disenfranchised, anyone who feels like they're not part of that in-group. If you want to do space, you can do it. And so if that helped at all, I love it. And the little anecdote that goes along with this is I do a lot of talks at schools now and public talks and things like that, and that is incredibly fun. And I did one at a school last year where the audience was mostly 5th, 6th, and 7th graders. And I don't know how clearly everyone who's listening remembers middle school, but it's often an extremely painful period of life. You know, there's that wonderful story about the writer who, when her child was first born, the first thing she said to her, I just want to apologize ahead of time for middle school. And I had plenty of friends in middle school and I was fine. But, you know, to say that I was a cool kid, absolutely not. You know, was I one of the fashionistas? Absolutely not. And so at the end of this talk that I gave, this group of young women came up to me and they just, you know, stood in front of me looking all nervous. And they said to me, "You are so cool." And inside, like my inner 7th grader was going, "Oh my God, I'm fine. I'm 53 and I'm cool now. Oh my God." Because it was just never have happened to me when I was actually in middle school. And I kind of felt the same way about this Teen Vogue interview. And so I just loved the whole thing and I'm really grateful for it.
That's so extraordinary because I think what's so cool about this is that you're true to yourself. And that's what's so empowering because
authenticity.
Yes. And like these girls are saying to you like you were so cool. And it's, you know, now that you're leader of a NASA mission, you're doing so many amazing things. And it's in space science, which, when I was in middle school, like kids didn't think that was cool. They thought it was geeky. And if you were into that, you weren't a cool kid. And it's like, No, like you're
Yeah.
being authentic, you're being true to yourself. And I love also that you've like read publications and that you're into all that
Totally.
stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It goes back to being multifaceted.
Yeah, and it's so
Yeah.
important that you are going out there and speaking and whatnot. I mean, like it's role models like you that inspired, people like Athena and I. So thank you from this generation
so
and generations
nice.
before us. Like it's so important to
Yeah.
to see somebody like yourself who's like so charismatic and so fun and just so interesting, who's also doing some
I
really
appreciate that.
intense stuff. Yeah, so thank you. So
But I wonder, can I ask you something which is it's tied into this? There was a point when I went into leadership in academia where I thought for a moment, oh my gosh, now I have to wear suits and like be conservative. And I've discovered that I'm not wearing any today, but I discovered that I could still wear sparkle nail polish and earrings or like whatever it was that I felt like suited me, and that being my genuine self was by far the best way to go, and that any kind of little facade of pretending to be somebody else was going to throw something that felt dishonest into it. And I wonder, you two must have been through similar things. Like, how do I have the confidence to stay absolutely who I am while I go forward through my career?
Yes, 1,000%.
oh my gosh,
Yes,
yeah. Well,
I think always wanting to be yourself. And
Exactly.
I think today too, being in 2019, sorry, totally jumping.
no, please do.
But being in 2019, I almost feel like we have this this energy to literally express and be who we want and still be reputable, still be able to make such a difference in the world. And I love that you mentioned that. I know we're talking about like your glasses, for instance, and it could be the accessories of what you put on, but it really is also just internal, like showing the world who you are from the inside. And I think
that's what it is.
Yes. And it's like, and that'll come through so much stronger than, like I'm wearing 2 watches right now. That's the weirdest thing in the world. But like, or wearing these, like, baked potato space pants. Like I think that shows, but when you're truly like, I don't know. I think when you're truly yourself, that's when the world starts to just be like, yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, that's humanity. We're different.
And the cool thing about, I think, again, it being 2019 and the trajectory society is going in general, the face of academia, the face of professionalism, it's changing, it's evolving.
Yeah.
Not only like the people themselves, like it's not just like one type of person doing this stuff in the lab. It's like we see people from all sorts of backgrounds, and not only that, like look at Bobak Ferdowsi from like JPL, for instance. He has a blue mohawk, and he's an instrumental person on that team. So it's like the faces are changing, and that's beautiful though, because like you said, what that means is that we're embracing the eclecticism, eclecticness.
Oh, okay.
our diversities, our differences, and that's really what's creating, making all this ambition stuff possible. So, and if anything, it's
so
inspiring to see you live as your authentic self, to see you express yourself in the way that, like it radiates. It truly does. So,
I appreciate
whatever
that.
you're doing, keep
and isn't
doing
it a good reminder, like to everybody, that it's another hint, it's another reminder to help us overcome our implicit bias about other people. You just remind yourself all the time that it's not how a person looks that determines what they have to offer. Yes. And as long as, and the more that we have people who look all different ways playing in the field together, then the better we're going to get at that skill.
Yeah, wow, that is like, I'm like about to tear up right now, but I don't cry.
On that
note, that's a great note to end on.
Beautiful sentiment. So we want to know, because we're hooked, and I'm sure our audience is hooked. We want to know what's next for you in terms of the Psyche mission, in terms of other projects you're pursuing. Like, what can we expect to come out from here on out?
Oh, that's so nice. Let's see. So one of the things that's about to happen with Psyche Mission is we're about to release the application form for next year's Psyche-inspired interns. We're trying to reach more people from this mission, do more student collaborations than have been done before. We're trying to kind of create a new road this way. And one of the programs that we have is a program that's all about creative arts. Mm-hmm. And every year we get 16 interns from all over the country. You have to be in a 2 or 4 year college. This is for college students, but you can be in any major as long as you are an artist of some kind. And then we bring you on as an intern to create art inspired by any aspect of the Psyche mission, the human aspect, the asteroid aspect, the spacecraft aspect, whatever it is. for the course of the year. And so this was last year's one, the Iron class. That was year 2. And then so year 3, the application is going to be released in about a month, we think. And so that's the next thing that's coming up. It's for a program I really, really love. In Interplanetary Initiative, we are working on figuring out how to build research teams that go right after bigger questions faster. Teams that are not based on the hero leader model, but instead based on finding the biggest questions and then building the team that's needed. And along with that is going to come, stay tuned, really, really revolutionary new undergraduate education opportunities. And we think we're going to be announcing within the next 6 months what that's going to be. So please look for that at Arizona State University, some really new ways to be educated.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so Arizona State University is one to follow that. And then the internships, is that through NASA? Is that what you're talking about, or is it through Arizona State?
We run them straight through Arizona State because we're the lead on the mission. Mm-hmm. And we do it completely in conjunction with NASA headquarters and with Jet Propulsion Laboratory and all of our other partners. But they're administered out of Arizona State University. They're run by this fantastic professor, Cassie Bowman. She has a PhD in education, and her amazing talent is figuring out how to make programs that really work to enrich the lives of students. And so she's in charge of all the student collaborations for the Psyche mission. And so you will find all the information you need to have about our student collaborations, including free online courses, free around the world forever. Wow. Partnerships between ASU and NASA. We just rolled out our first one a couple of months ago, and it is I've forgotten the right word, exactly the title of it. It's on the website, and it's about the life cycle of a space mission. And it explains how you plan and create a space mission. And it's an individually paced online experience. You can find all those things on the Psyche website at Arizona State University.
Awesome.
That's incredible.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll all check out those resources.
I'm definitely going to do that course.
Yeah.
That's really, I did an Arizona State course online through Coursera once. So those are really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and talking with us on this Saturday morning.
Thank you so much. I'm so touched by your questions and the opportunity to talk about the mission. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. To our audience out there, that was Dr. Lindy Tanton, and we are actually going to go ahead and wrap up now. But before we say our official goodbyes, we need to give a big old shout out to the people who make this show possible, and that, of course, is our patrons. They contribute a certain amount per month that basically make this show possible. So whether it's, certain amount per month, but also if you don't want to contribute monetarily, you can also contribute by sharing this channel. You can tell your friends about it. You can press that like button that's down there somewhere. Share
the ding bell
with your closest friends and family. Anyways, and don't forget to join us next Saturday at 2300 UTC. And thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you later.
Thanks, guys.
Hey.
You guys are really great interviewers. I do this a lot. You're awesome. So thank you so much.
Lindy, this was epic.
That was great. So unless you need me for anything else, I'll sign off.
Yeah, no, definitely. You're free. But thanks again. Okay. And the show should be posted Monday, I believe. Tomorrow. Yeah.
Hey. So. Tune into tomorrow.
Fantastic. All right, I'll watch Twitter for that, and I will retweet and see what I can do.
Yes.
Perfect.
Awesome. Yay. Well, thank you so much again.
Thanks
this
a ton.
was so much fun. Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm excited to follow your adventures and see everything that comes out of Psyche. I've already subscribed to the Twitter page and everything, put out alerts.
Oh, yay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really appreciate it. This was really fun. And so thanks for all that you do. Hope you have a great weekend.
You
awesome.
too.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
You as well. Bye.
Thanks. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Sweet. So is this after
Do we not
dark?
do citizen slates anymore? No, that was the system died. Oh, I thought I fucked up. I thought I royally fucked up.
You did great. We're going to go back. We're going to do covering
Okay, I was like,
Okay, cool.
Shots for all of that, so it looks like it's supposed to. And
Got it.
That didn't run. The clothes didn't run. Like from that moment, like there was.
I felt like an idiot. I was like, you can contribute money.
See how you're like this
You can
amount
contribute
or that amount.
certain amounts of money, as much as you or as little as you want.
We don't really do After Dark anymore because we have letting off steam now. So
Yeah.
Okay.
at this point,
All the juice is there, or tea,
right,
whatever.
well, thank everyone for joining
Yeah.
us, and that's that.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, bye guys.
Love you.
I love you guys. I want to see all your comments. Can we click on the tomorrow so I could just see everyone? Yeah, could we? I actually missed that about not having an iPad.
Yeah, I like seeing what people,
Seeing
the
everybody.
random stuff.
The
people
random
think.
stuff, like the really weird
Like,
comments.
this is cool for staying in focus, but I really, yeah.
Or like the insulting comments.
Y'all are
when I
weird,
read
and
that.
I love every second of it.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
It sounds so bad. It sounds like.
It's,
That was a really great show. You both were on point.
Oh, thank
That was a great
you're back!
I'm so happy. I'm excited. I just clawed either myself or you with my thumbnail. That's
Oh, no,
like
you're good.
So sharp. It's like this one nail is like a cat claw. So it's bad. I can't wait to get them done.
I think that was
So
one of my
bad.
favorite episodes of the year.
Shut up.
Really? Yay. And I think we touched on everything. Rad Pants, Athena. Yes.
Jade's
Destructor
dead a
Original.
hecky.
Jade, you did a great job. You both did a great job of introing with Y and then like harping on Y a couple times.
Sweet.
That was tricky, but it felt satisfying. It felt
Yeah.
right, but it was.
Yeah.
It's weird. It feels awkward to do. Like you feel like you're doing it all backwards. But when you get that and then you like start getting those answers and you realize how inspirational that stuff is, you go, "Oh shit, this is inspirational."
This is really,
Then you can build off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
it takes time to like learn to do that. It's fucking hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think like
really hard.
just getting used to that story flows. It's once you're right. It's invigorating. Like
Yeah.
it's like taking the shot right when you get to the event, not waiting around and no niceties. Give me the shot. Let's take the shot, and then we'll get into the niceties.
Shots.
Yeah. The niceties will come
Naturally.
We'll kind of establish that, but like, especially a lot of the fake niceties, like things are taking time out of your life.
Yeah.
It's like if you're on a
Momentum is
seriously.
dead
It's like
immediately.
being on a date. Thank you for being
Oh
on
gosh.
this date with me.
I can't date. That's-
No,
thank
you
you
get
for
it
being
done.
on this date with me. Oh my god.
Why do you
People say
exist?
that on dates? Whoa. If someone ever, that's why I don't date. Anyway, wait, Prismara, I
Should
just
I
want to
stop
say,
thanking
as far as
dudes for
insults-
hanging out with me?
Yeah, endearing manner.
First, I'd
Wait,
like to
do
tell
you thank people for hanging out with you? When we hang out, I'm like, Jake, thank you so much for taking the time to come to this
I'm
club with me.
I'm grateful
This is
y'all
so
are in
much
this
fun.
room with me right now.
So it
Yes.
looks like you are dressed for the window cleaning on the outside of the space station. You
The window cleaning.
firmly protected.
See, that's what I mean by the insults. I'm getting insults all the time. I'm gonna go on the outside. I'm gonna be like a sponge.
I think
Okay.
those pants are amazing.
They are fantastic.
They're
Only
great. I got
only
them for really
you can
cheap,
pull
too.
those off, by the way. Literally only
Me?
you. Yeah, dude.
What if I wore the jacket with it?
Oh my Lanta.
What if I
The
tried
world
to-
isn't ready.
Oh yeah. I just didn't want to be overstimulating on the show because it would be really reflective. It would be like psychedelic. I would actually look like a baked potato. So yeah,
She
I like
was
potatoes.
so lovely.
Potatoes are vegan. But yeah, yes, she was
really-
awesome.
Like, I wish I had a professor. I had a
Lisa brings
professor
on
like her.
great guests.
yeah.
Flippin' Lisa.
I know.
How does she find them?
Where is Australia?
It's her super
I bet she gets like an event.
down. It's down.
Flippin' Lisa.
Yay!
Salt and pepper's here. We're in the back. See? That's
these
what I live for.
comments.
Were you waiting for space pants or what were you waiting for? Space pants.
Space pants. What with the comments? No, I just wanted to see them again.
Somebody made a salt and pepper comment, and I appreciate
pepper.
that.
I want to see Jared's shoes.
Oh,
Jared.
Wait, what shoes do you have?
He always has weird shoes.
Oh
I was
Lord.
supposed to get the new Nike NASA van. NASA.
No,
not
those
vans.
sold out so
the vans that-
fast.
so did the Nike, and I put alerts on.
Stupid.
Darn it!
$350 too.
Oh, you don't have.
I saw them for
Why are you so
120.
conservative?
Nike.
I like your shirt.
Nike was 120.
Hi.
Hi. Wait, those aren't space shoes.
I know they're not. I was like, oh, I'm not on camera today. I don't have to look good. I almost wore shorts today.
Oh, you should have. I want to see those gams.
Fine.
Show me those sweet gams.
No, he's still shell shocked from the one time he did wear shorts, and we were like, we can see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
man.
inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he sitting like this?
Yeah, I mean, he was.
Bless you.
A little bit. And there was a bit of like.
That's what. Is that why that
Oh,
After Dark
no.
is the most watched one? Is that
Yeah.
Bless you.
Bless.
We got rid of the one where I took off my pants on camera.
Wait, what? What did I miss?
Oh, it was years ago.
Oh, okay. You took off your pants on camera?
I did.
Did you have
Ooh.
more pants underneath? Is that why? It was like
we had
pant
a
layer?
table And you couldn't see under the table.
Oh, okay. But like while you were in the middle of talking, just like, so anyway, yeah,
Right?
just want to get comfortable.
That's aggressive. Just start like, all right.
What do you think about this?
This is our show.
This is our show. 2 to 3 days until the next Falcon Heavy launch. Yes, Raj Luther.
You're like, F it. You should have the tearaways.
The tearaways. Yeah, that's why like these are Velcro. You actually could easily just.
Wait, those are Velcro?
Yeah, but it's only here though, like that part. So like earlier I went to go get a microphone. It was so, or was it when I was hugging Jake?
It
I don't
was.
know.
And then I thought
what it
they
was,
ripped.
yeah.
I was like, oh no.
You know what style needs to come back? You remember those pants back in the day where you can zip off and make them capris, and then you can zip off and make them shorts?
Old Navy.
That needs to come back.
Zip pocket flares.
Wait,
yeah,
what?
I
Old Navy
remember.
has these?
They had them.
Oh,
when I was
thought
like
they did
8.
now. Because those were so cool. And now like those whole like painter pants are coming back in style. The like, you know, construction worker pants.
Yeah, the cargo, the weird.
Pants, and do they come in men's cut?
Forever 21, and it was unisex. I believe all of it. These are like really small, but all their NASA stuff, I believe, was like a unisex section.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was like a matching top too, like a jacket. I think they're still on the website on clearance, which is great because I bought them, I think, wait, what month are we in? June. Maybe. So I bought them in February because I got them, I think, in New York.
Pull those off too, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah, and there's a pocket
I know you're
there,
saying that
obviously.
jokingly, but you can.
Like, look at the NASA logo.
I have a
Wait,
pair
where's
of
the
pants
camera?
that, like,
NASA
versus
logo.
shorts, but those are for hiking.
NASA.
Oh. We don't get the honor of
And I have
seeing those.
Saturn on my ears. Wait.
Oh, I didn't see your Saturn ears.
And I have.
Oh, and you have an asterism.
I have Saturn, and then I have the Big Dipper
Yeah.
in my ears.
Tomorrow,
I want, yeah, I love Saturn. Saturn's the best.
Cool.
Are there any launches in Florida around the 4th? That'd be kind of scary.
Right?
Fireworks launch.
I think the range is shut down on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of
For
us want a day
America.
off.
Some of us want to celebrate America.
Yes.
With a big
But yeah.
Happy 2019th birthday, America.
2019.
I'm using it. I'm using it.
Yay. So what do we do now?
Oh, basically this. Or we can wrap it anytime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep interacting with
Yeah.
by all means.
Can I pull up a chair?
Okay, let's play a game.
Rapid onset questions.
Make
Go.
this happen.
Jared, you should probably grab a mic if you're going to do that.
No, I'm good.
Talk loud enough.
I can get my Apple Pencil and make like a microphone again, like a handy mic. Hello and welcome to something something.
Also, I'm sitting
Solar
off
sail.
Too, so.
That's good.
You're sitting. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit off screen.
But we can see your knee.
Can you just awkwardly stick
Just have
What's
a
your foot?
hand.
A
There you
hand
go.
out. Yeah.
That's hilarious. You look good.
Really good. I've
Actually,
been
you look
working my
super
wrists.
like tall though, because nobody can see how high your chair is. So you just look like a giant man.
Wait, why is there a keyboard? There's a random keyboard?
There was.
Why? For what?
I've sat upon it.
It is gone.
What
It
is
is
it
now
used
in-
for?
It's used for that screen that you're reading.
Oh, really? We can like type on there? Where's the
So we just say hi to Brazil.
Hi Brazil.
What up, Brazil?
Hola
Tudo
Brazil.
bem.
Oh, don't.
Tudo bem. Beijos. Brazil. That's all I know actually. in
Annyeonghaseyo,
Portuguese.
Brazil.
My apologies, Brazil.
Hello, Brazil. I'm trying to think of all the languages I don't know.
I know, so I'm
all
trying.
of
You
them.
said
How
Korean,
big are Jared and Jake?
What's that?
Spanish.
I'm like,
Or this big.
we're this big.
Hello to Germany. Guten Morgen. Or Guten Tag. Or whatever time it is over
Hello,
there.
Switzerland.
Known for
Yeah.
banks, chocolates, and firearms.
And guards.
Germany. Hi, Germany.
And
They have
knives.
Good chocolate.
I don't know. I'm American.
And
so I don't know.
neutrality.
Letting off steam. When will letting off steam be? I don't
Are we letting
know.
off steam?
Is that
In like 5 years.
Doing that
Calm
this
down. I'm
week.
just kidding. Is it next? Oh. Oh no.
Don't everyone jump at once. It's all good.
Wait, what did you say?
Tomorrow.
Who wants to take the next one?
When does it have to be?
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I want to do with
It
it.
could be any day you want it to be, at any time, or however long you want it to be. The only requirement.
Oh my God, we have
Saturday?
UK, Ireland, Hungary, Tunisia. What?
Yay!
Wow. That's a lot.
Check it.
Hello.
Wait, what do you mean
Norway.
any day, though? Isn't
Norway.
it just Saturdays?
So letting off
Norway,
steam
you have
is
great
the-
metal.
the-
India's in the house. What's up, India?
Live. So the only two requirements for letting
Svidi-
off steam are
Sverige. Sverige.
steam related in some
Houston.
way,
Sverige.
and it
Austria.
has to involve
New
the
Jersey.
It has to involve what?
community.
The
Vlad
community.
Midsommar.
Okay.
Van Sverige. Netherlands. Sweden.
You're like just talking
Irish.
Okay.
Irish. England.
What if?
and then
China.
for however long they want.
Wow. Australia. Iceland.
Just tweet it out. Let us know when you're going live.
I'm like hearing what you're saying, and then I'm
sorry.
hearing this, and I'm
sorry.
like,
Tehachapi.
I'm having like.
Tehachapi in the house.
I can't believe I said that correctly the first
But
time.
to answer, I
Portland?
want to be a next.
Spastic.
Yeah. If we can do
No.
it sometime this week or next week. This week's over, but next
Well,
week.
you don't even need.
I don't need to be in studio?
Not at all. We'll give you the just go live straight to YouTube from your phone.
Romania.
I was thinking
do
about
that.
doing
Wait, we do it alone.
at least when I.
No, you can
weird.
bring friends in.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Can I bring like friends? Random
Yes.
friends?
Yeah, that's the
Can I
whole
do
thing.
it? Wait, what if I do it live from Times Square?
Yeah,
You literally
Yes.
could and
literally
should.
could.
Well, I can't.
I
do.
will literally do that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Part of the point of the show is we don't want it in
Ireland.
You don't
Irish.
want it in
want it in
studio.
Anaheim. We want to give it to people all over the place, all around the world, and all we're doing is that third segment of the show that used to be like this.
So you do
community
this
interaction,
part.
This
Yeah.
It died when we went to the news and interview format.
Right.
We want to bring it back. We want to bring some of this back. So we just want to geek out with the community. Last time we just played a game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you
that
don't
was
have to
pretty
play a
fun.
game. You can do whatever you want. If you want to just sit there and tell them why you love Saturn so much and to ask
Take
them
mad
what their
bong
favorite
rips.
planets
Just
are,
kidding.
do that for an hour.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, do that for an hour. Bring in whoever you want. Or bring
Take
in
an
whoever you
edible,
want.
Yeah.
broadcast for like 4
That's
hours and
so
see what
cool.
happens.
Yeah, because
Broadcast my breakdown.
live. I can go live. From
I'm
the YouTube app on my
disassociating.
phone. if
I'm
I
gone.
want to hit the streets or something.
I've
right?
entered
and I have like the newest
the
iPhone,
ether.
so it's actually like good resolution. At least it has 4K.
Oh my God.
Which is a good thing. I would definitely
No
do that.
on-camera drug use, though.
My pose makes
Well, nobody says that we had to like
Slopes
eat it in
of manage.
front of everybody.
No, I know.
So.
any Jackbox
Oh,
Know,
these
clean off camera
gummies?
really quick.
in your weakness.
I did not inhale.
What?
I'm excited. I have a friend who's already like super stoked to be in it.
I want to do like live launches,
Russian roulette.
Sure.
but I don't know how to do a picture-in-picture, if that's even allowed.
Picture.
Well, I don't have a big screen to put the launch on.
What's your favorite planet? Mine's the sun.
Bring two devices.
Yeah.
One so you can watch the launch and one so you can talk to the community.
Yeah, but how do I show the launch to the community while also showing myself?
I know.
Community just call up the launch themselves.
Oh, sure, I guess. So
I like spontaneously went to Coney Island and I had my phone, my DSLR, and then my laptop, and I somehow had internet access. So I like was live streaming like the launch from
Oh, that's cool.
NASA Wallops on my computer, was live on my phone, and then I had my camera recording. And even though I was like in Coney Island and the rocket was really, really tiny, and I'm still hoping it was a rocket I saw, not an airplane, I still did the countdown with everyone and like talked to people. So maybe something like that. But then I don't know how you would put the image in the live at the same time, unless you see the rocket behind you, which is what I did, where I was talking.
Gotcha.
It was like,
Well, I
"Guys,
mean-
guys."
There are iPad apps for some of that, where if you
I-
can just get an RTMP stream, you can just drop it.
RTMB stream.
A real-time media protocol, RTMP.
RTM. Oh,
isn't that a Canadian cop?
thanks.
Might be.
A Canadian
Okay.
cop.
But
With the hats?
software applications for iPad that let you like mix in a couple different video sources and stream it back to YouTube.
Really? Okay. I always wanted to go live. on
Nice.
YouTube.
This is
That's cool.
exciting.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. What does it even mean? I don't know. I don't know why I'm so.
Yo, one of these days though, we should all get together and like do like a space trivia drinking game. It's like if you're wrong, then
Well, when you
You hit the
have
bong!
letting off-
Just
when you have
kidding.
letting off
Take a
steam,
shot.
that make it
Yeah.
part of the show.
okay.
Yeah, I feel like that would definitely be perfect.
Speaking of,
for
are you?
you.
Because I'm an alcoholic.
No,
Yeah, that would be perfect for you.
because
Jay.
you're funny.
I
like,
think
when
I
you have
could
beer.
also, you know, whenever
Only when
I
I'm
At least on your
drunk.
Instagram stories.
whenever I go to Vandenberg launches, I could cover them from Ocean Avenue and show everybody the small dot moving up. So, I don't
I
know.
was thinking that song
Really?
to Love Yellow Card.
For SpaceX launches, no, because the population of the town increases about fivefold. So, and they've only got like one tower out there. So,
One tower.
if even.
So, Athena, are you
Yes.
thinking this next week letting up steam, or did you want to hold for something?
Um,
By the way, we got to do one each week, ideally.
Right.
So, like, you're gonna get it more than once.
trying to think, because I'm just trying to think like to do something creative with it in a way, and like since
The whole point is to interact with the community.
right,
Yeah.
All you got to do is interact with the community.
Hey, community! What kind of cool things would you want to see all of us do in the privacy of no?
Yeah, what should
it
I
would just
do?
be like an hour.
What should I do?
I've been drawing a blank so hard about this. What should I do?
There's a post
Community,
in the
you tell me what to
forum.
do and I'll do it.
There's a post in the community forum where you can submit your ideas.
True.
There's a post to community forum where you can submit your ideas.
Okay.
Like, what would I
You should build a Alka-Seltzer rocket.
Okay.
Yeah, I said it.
I'll do it. I'm not afraid.
Datingly.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. That's a bandwidth problem.
Oh yeah.
Base jump. Tour of Company X. Oh yeah, that'll be easy. That'll be easy.
Tour of the outside.
All right, everybody. Here is the parking lot, and that's it.
See that building in the background? There it is.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play Kerbal because Kerbal is awesome because, you know, as an engineer, Kerbal, you basically get to do things that you're not supposed to do.
Ooh.
Like,
That's fun.
you know, yeah.
What's Kerbal?
Oh, Exos Aerospace. Skip Transit's talking about Exos Aerospace. I think they're,
Paper airplane.
I think they're getting ready to launch again next weekend, right? Next
Tomorrow
Sunday?
Ninja
Yo.
Or next Saturday, actually.
Is that what you're
So,
looking at?
Yeah, that'd be cool. Take it to
Tomorrow Ninja Warrior.
go to
Take it the
JPL.
gym.
I would.
I was thinking the paper
Have
airplane
so much
contest
fun with
sounded
that.
fun.
Ooh, paper airplane
Oh man,
contest.
I
I'm for
suck
it.
at paper airplanes. What? Maybe I can make a paper helicopter. I might be.
Oh yeah, that's way easier.
That's so much easier.
How do you,
You know,
how?
I think I'll find a way. I'll just get like
Stop
a
making me
dragon
jealous, Astro Girly.
and then do that.
Cool.
It's so fun.
Space Engine.
Scott Manley.
Yeah.
We've had Scott Manley on the show
really
before.
fun.
That I bought for TMRO for Christmas.
You got us a rover?
Yeah, it's a
We haven't
solar
done
powered
anything yet?
rover that you make out of like a soda can or something.
Oh.
I don't know
Ooh.
where it ended up, but
Yeah.
I bought it for TMRO for Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
On the show.
We can make
Holy-
some custom
wait,
shoes.
Wicked. You got an idea? You know what? How about Bob Ross a la Steam? So we're painting
What?
something from space, but like in a very Bob Ross manner. Oh, I'm dibsing that.
Just came across a
Paint?
little accident of an idea.
Can't afford Tyson.
And it's obviously I'm gonna do it because no one else has talked about that except me. So I'm doing it.
All
That
right.
sounds fun.
There you go.
Happy little
Okay, cool. Do it next week.
galaxies.
I have colored pencils.
Painter.
You have to get paint. Legos.
Tour of Maston. We could go to the front and Dave could be like, can't talk about it.
Yeah, no,
So.
he'll be like,
Chesley
"Here's the outside of
Bonistel."
SpaceX. Here's the outside of the building.
Yep, I can't talk about
Bob
it.
Ross Bonistel. That's so epic. Good on you. Good on you. Doodling with it. I like that idea.
Doodling with
Guess the
I would-
asterism.
Yeah. Just dots.
jazz.
Oh, Jack.
Revolve in a chair very fast. That will end perfectly well.
Terrible.
This is centrifugal force. Space heavy metal with jade. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
What do you guys want to hear about metal? I don't know. Like, sorry.
I'm panning around the whole room.
Be loud. Yeah, you are.
Oh, wait, we're gonna pick up the camera and pan?
God. I'm allowing this to happen.
Oh man, here we go.
Oh my god, Jay, that's too fast. I'm gonna fly out.
It doesn't look that fast from here. Don't worry.
It sure feels fast here. Oh my god.
It's fine. It's not that fast. It doesn't.
Oh no.
This is amazing.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. No, stand up.
I just got like really sick watching that right now.
Let's see if Jared
I'm gonna
throws
sit
up
back down.
if he achieves 1 revolution per second.
Now you just have to go the other direction at the exact same speed. Undo.
Jade's Spotify playlist. Oh gosh. Are you guys into Vikings? Are you into
Vikings?
faux cults? Are you into
Faux cults?
alien metal dramas?
What is all of this?
Are you into pirates fighting goblins? Because that's all the playlist that I have.
Is this like legit?
Yeah,
Or did you just
all of
make
my
this
favorite
up?
bands are actually consecutively those genres.
No way.
Necrogoblicon is all about just goblins and aliens and pirates.
Whoa. Oh my.
I'm still working on my space D&D.
I know what
idea.
all of those words
Yeah.
mean individually.
Yes.
But when you put them together like that, I get very confused.
This is a culture lesson. Just kidding.
It's a culture lesson.
Vikings.
I can't
People know that
imagine all
Space
of those things
Vikings is
combined.
Thor, basically, right? Space Vikings with daddy issues. That's Thor in a nutshell.
Basically,
That's already been done. so.
millennials.
Sorry.
If we were space Vikings. Crypt of the yeah. You guys should listen to Ensephirum. I'm on a Marth. It's good stuff.
I'm actually like trying to develop a space, like a space D&D thing.
You
Based on the addition of based on 5th edition mechanics in playing the game, but it's not like D&D set in space. It's like space program.
Wait, what?
But we're
Like,
using
do not
D&D
disturb?
mechanics to make it happen. So,
Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. Sorry, I was
Yeah.
thinking do not disturb.
do you guys watch
so I'm trying
Riverdale?
to I'm trying to make like a custom. I'm trying to work on like a custom campaign to work on it, and I'm trying to figure out if I can have 2 competing players, like a U.S. and a Soviet
You could just
group,
go
and
live
try to
like,
go
work
with
out
them.
the game
So
mechanics with the community.
I could do that too. So
Yo, I'd tune in.
I should bring my DM, who's our.
Who is your DM? Are they worthy?
They are very worthy. They're awesome.
I feel like
so
they need a GM in that particular one.
a GM.
Galaxy.
Dungeon in the galaxy.
These acronyms.
A galactic master. Commander.
Ooh, Galactic Master.
It'd be an essay
flying
of
over
space
my head.
administrator.
An essay, that's good.
I'm the essay of this game. So
For those who
This is
watch
why I'm
Riverdale,
not-
the new
I'm
season is
confused.
all D&D themed, but they call it G&G. They call it
G&G?
They call it something in Gargoyles. I don't know, but it's amazing. It's so
Gargoyles.
good. Watch Riverdale. Everybody's so hot on that show. What? Gungeons. Sorry, what?
everybody's so hot.
Yeah.
Oh, so hot right now. Everybody was so beautiful. I just felt like
Goats
I
and
had to watch
gargoyles?
it. I just
You should review TV shows.
right.
It's so good.
Is it called Goats and Gargoyles? Is that for real or is that a joke? Have you guys ever done goat yoga?
No,
That's a
Yeah.
I've heard of this though.
The goat standing on
Yes.
They, like,
I
jump
heard
all
it's like
over you.
super
They're baby
therapeutic.
goats.
I really want to do because they're just like they're just
full
and they like
grown
fall
goats.
over when they're scared.
They're like dogs,
they hop?
but more aggressive.
Are they aggressive?
Goats?
Like babies?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just always seen videos of goats knocking people over
Baby
and laughing
goats.
about it. So
Like, what babies do you know that are aggressive?
Actually,
get these infants out of
There was a comic book that was like that, but they were zombie infants that crawled out of their zombie mothers
No,
Oh,
thank
God.
you.
to overtake the evil overlord.
Well, I'm not hungry anymore.
Wait, so
Goat Simulator,
Marvel Zombies Series 5,
Space Attack Goat.
the 3rd issue, they get to a world where there is this disgusting overlord, and his delicacy is infants. So what he does is he farms women, like in cages. He forces them to have babies so he can eat them. But there's a zombie virus that is infiltrating the entire universe, and Howard the Duck, who, as you know, can actually travel different dimensions, lands here, and he's like, well, this is messed up. So they take down the guards, but then unfortunately the moms become zombies and the moms die. But then it's like, wait, hold on. And then you see like these little hands coming out from the belly, and then bam, they come out, and then they overtake the rest of the guards. 'Cause
Ew.
zombie mom, zombie baby,
Can we talk about goats again?
Sorry. It's a great comic series. No, seriously. Marvel Zombies, people thought it was going to be campy. It's some of the best written stuff they have. So
Whoa.
just throw that out
I would
there.
like to point out the chat room like literally stopped
I'm so sorry.
as you were talking.
I'm really
over that,
sorry.
So,
I'm
which
really-
is
I'll-
fine.
I think we were all just listening to your story.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not mine. I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
These are the writers at Marvel.
I know, but I was still.
Oh
like,
my God.
So intrigued by this.
And if you want,
But-
and if cowboys are more your thing, zombie cowboys, the
Zombie cowboy.
first issue of that 5th series.
I see you got
Wow.
a for zombies.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, zombies are rad, but I thought everybody loves zombies though.
I
Like
don't love zombies.
Walking
They're
Dead,
okay.
I don't love zombies.
Everybody loves
They're okay.
I don't watch Walking
Howard
Dead.
Duck.
I watched like 2 episodes. And I couldn't
Walking Dead was scary. Yeah.
Oh,
Shaun of the
Why are they
Dead.
so fast?
I really like Shaun of
Like
the
they
Dead.
run so quick.
I stay away from zombies.
Oh, zombies.
So.
As long as we're prepared for the zombie
Did you see Warm Bodies though? That was cute.
Oh, I loved Warm Bodies. Stop. I
That
was
was
gonna
a
cry.
sweet
Little
movie.
like emo guy. Oh, I loved it so much. He came back to life.
Loopy, no.
It was what? Loop.
Loopy, we
No,
we have not.
I
What
am
is Loopy?
blocked
How
out
do you even
until
think
basically forever.
Galaxy's Edge as a crew yet? Like the edge of the galaxy, or is that a place?
Disneyland.
At Disneyland, the Star Wars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a new place at Disneyland called Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
What does it look like?
Star Wars Land, dude.
Oh, the Star Wars land that we like tried to sneak into. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I tried opening the lock, but they were like, "No, Athena."
Oh.
We were at the giant door.
I have to say,
Yeah.
Alita, stop.
I told you yesterday.
I do have to say, like a year ago, I did go up to the door with my friends. I was like, I bet it's open. And,
Yeah.
and then it actually twisted and opened a bit. And I was like, whoops!
Kicked out
I would have
forever.
just like walked in.
Everybody this way, quick!
I'd be like, "I'm here for the audition. We're all here to be the Star Wars people,
I'm here to be a Star Wars.
not the Star Trek, the Star Wars." I purposely said that right now.
What time is it?
Who owns Star Trek? Isn't it owned by Paramount?
And CBS, and they own different rights to each part, which is why it's such a.
That's
What?
confusing.
6. So
That's
basically, you're never going to
confusing.
get like a Star Trek land.
28
Cool.
days later, yes, I do actually like that
Never
zombie
will.
movie.
And they don't want it, and they're fighting with each other, and that's why all of the Star Trek TV shows are broken, and why all of the movies are broken. Because they won't let each other have the bits that they need to have to make
They're
good Star Trek.
broken.
I went to Galaxy's Edge during a special invite.
Peter
So-
Quinn, both
Wow.
CBS and Paramount own Star Trek. That's the problem.
Co-parenting.
They're co-parents.
They're-
that always works really
They're
well.
divorced parents attempting to raise a single child.
Yep. That child is messed up in the head.
Hey, I
And
hear
then
you
was
talking about
born.
me.
Dragonfly. Bobo Momo, Dragonfly 100%.
Dragon.
So
Dragon.
I want a nuclear powered drone in Titan. That's awesome.
Quest too.
Wow, guys, I need to watch this stuff. I don't know what anything is.
Like we do because that was.
What is this evil alternate universe? I would love a goatee. Actually, that would be so much fun. I always talked about growing old and having like a long, wise beard, so I can just do this while I'm thinking in my like library. But that's never gonna happen. So, yeah,
Like a Gandalf
alternate. Yeah,
really long that you were doing.
like it's sophisticated.
Callan,
Mihai.
Mihai, Chico. Ganymede's about this. It's a little bit bigger
Yes, very
than the
is.
planet Mercury, and it has less gravity than our moon because it's less dense.
massive.
It's made out of mostly ices and rock. It's not like our moon, which is mostly rock.
Space fish.
So, yeah.
I love that you use space fish in the news. That was so magical.
Like, what if there
Space
is?
fish.
What, like, there's hydrothermal vents
I'll be the
found
first
in
to
like
eat
that
it.
area, and there's probably little microorganisms like saying, "Yo, what
I
up?
would
I live on
absolutely.
Enceladus." That would be so cool. Like space caviar. I'm just kidding. I don't eat that, but you know, even if I was on Enceladus, we found space fish. I would not fish them. I would make vegan space fish food. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that, like, how cool would that be if we end up finding something on Enceladus, like space fish?
Well, there's hydrothermal
That's
vents
hydrogen
there.
word. It just yeah.
How terrible would it be if the space fish were getting like pushed out into space through the vents, and they're like flapping around?
That would be so sad.
And like you're flying around in your spaceship, and all of a sudden on the windshield, splat, space fish.
This is a Rick and
Wait.
Morty episode.
I always start
So
collecting
that's
them.
what took out Cassini.
That's what
It
took-
wasn't
That's what took out
actually.
Cassini.
Space fish.
Space fish.
So,
Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny. It's like
Yeah.
Bubba Gump, but it's like
got Enceladus fish. We got your open
Enceladus
fish. We got
You got space
Ooh.
shrimp, Enceladus
And
shrimp,
they just like attacked.
shrimp.
He's so cool though.
Pluto shrimp,
Pluto shrimp.
Triton shrimp.
What? That's what the waiter would say. Like, what kind of shrimp do you want today? Want some Pluto shrimp, some Enceladus shrimp. Which one are you in the mood for?
Ooh,
This one
what's
has more
the
salt.
soup du jour? It's the soup of the day.
Oh, sounds good. I'll have
that.
Du jour. Oh, I thought you guys were reading a comment. Okay.
Are we done?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Bye, guys.
I'm out.
Miss you.
See you like
Right